So we've still got a couple of minutes. Why'd it get so quiet all of a sudden?
Yeah.
Don't worry, I'll start again in 2 minutes.
There it is. Well, she's got it all up for us. Good job.
So these guys ready to go on that road now? This thing?
This is just for your review, that's what they propose.
Okay,
That would be the road dedication.
okay.
So Kelly, we're just gonna use the work meeting on that for not action.
Yeah, you're gonna be fine, you could just ask to move up one report up
Oh,
there.
I know, but I mean, we're just gonna do the work meeting.
Yeah, it's gotta be reviewed, 'cause I think you gotta have a public hearing on any dedication.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, Heather, are you ready?
Yeah, so,
Cleve, are you ready? Jim? Are you ready? Patty, are you
Yes.
ready? Matt, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, Dave, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Speak into your microphone, except for you. Hello?
Okay, we'll go ahead and call Parowan City Council meeting for July 9th, 2020 to order. We'll go ahead and turn the time over to Matt Gill for the prayer and the pledge.
Our dear Heavenly Father, we're thankful for this day, and we're thankful that we could meet here today, and we're thankful for this community, and we're the people that are in it, and we're thankful for the people that are willing to participate and help this community to be better. Ask a blessing to be upon us that we can be able to have Thy Spirit and help us to do the things that we need to in peace, and help us to be strong in the decisions that we need to make, and be patient with one another. We're thankful for this community again, and we're thankful for this America that it's a free, and we're thankful for the privileges to be able to live here and to participate in the things that we have that are going around us. Again, we're thankful for all that we have, and I say these things in the name of Thy Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
If everybody please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Matt.
Thanks, Matt.
Thank you, Matt.
All right, do you have any declarations of conflict with personal interest or any items on the agenda?
On the work meeting, item number 6, I should declare some conflict there.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, 550 East.
All right, thank you, David. All right, we'll go ahead and open the meeting up for any public comment, if anybody has anything. Okay, we'll move on into the consent meeting. Do I have a motion to approve agenda items 1 through 3?
I make a motion that we approve consent items number 1 through 3.
I second it. Mayor, I've got some little questions on that minutes and stuff from last week.
Okay.
Last city council. There's one there that on the URS Tier 2, they had council member Vesley on there as far as doing, she had her twice, basically, she made the motion and seconded
And
it.
second it.
Okay,
So,
I think I made the motion, but I don't know who seconded it.
all right. And I wasn't here, so we'll look into that and fix that, so. All right, anything else?
No.
Okay, so we do have a second. Any other discussion? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, we'll move into the action meeting, agenda item number 4.
Mayor?
Yes.
I guess just maybe a point of information or inquiry. Could we have Alice Heidenreich give a staff report now on the swimming pool? Would this be the time to do that?
That's fine, if you want to. So, do you want to take a minute and give us an update on the pool?
Heather's pointing at you.
I was just saying.
That's okay?
The pool is actually number 5, but
Looks
Yeah.
like we are number 4 and number 5, so...
So do you just want to wait until after we're done with agenda
This
item
is just
4?
a member report.
Yeah,
Okay, so this is just informative. Hi, my name's Alice. Okay, so things at the pool have progressed very quickly this week, which is really fun for me. Repairs, they will be here tomorrow to finish the deco seal. One of the workers did come up last weekend and ended up getting sick and went home. Like, he came up and camped and then was sick and went home that morning. So he didn't do it last weekend like he thought he would. So they'll be up here Friday to do that. We have filled in those creases with sand, which is how they compact it down in there. So they're filled with sand right now, and then they'll come up and deco seal them tomorrow. What else do you want to know? We're planning on opening on Saturday. We've been working to get, the chemicals are up, it's circulating, everything's going good. Right now it's absolutely perfect. Chemicals are great, the heater got started, everything's turned on except our internet. But the router was not turned on, so we got that figured out, so hopefully that will be soon.
What about those edges that were uneven?
That's where we put in the sand,
You put,
and then they'll be up to deco seal tomorrow before we open on Saturday.
'cause I thought you were gonna, those high and low spots, I thought we were gonna see what needed to be done after we saw how much he could.
Okay, yes, and that's still a question when he comes tomorrow, then we'll review that. And either he can do that, or he can teach one of us to do that, or I have talked with Richard Thatcher, and he will be able to
So
come
we
in
need
and do
to
that.
see what he's going to complete.
Right, yes.
Was that in the original bid, or no?
The deco seal is the other, well,
Uneven.
in the original $11,000 bid it
But not
was,
the second one?
but not the second one, correct. Correct.
But we've got, Cleve come up with some stuff, what they were gonna see if that would work.
Yes.
I don't know if-
After we still...
Yeah, and it's in the closet up there.
That, to kinda float it.
Yeah, make it more even, so you're not
Mhm.
tripping over.
I'm gonna look this up real quick and read it to you. I put it on Facebook and I tagged all of you guys, except Patty. Apparently we're not friends on Facebook, but I'll find it. This was just what I kinda did for an announcement, if I can find me. Somebody teach me how to run Facebook on my phone. Or maybe it's the service in here. Anyway, basically it says that we're going to open on Saturday, and that we will have a 50-person capacity. So when we get to 50 people, we'll just lock the door. And I did ask that people pay attention. Do I feel like I'm really loud and then quiet? I'm sorry. Kind of keep track of how long you're there and try to limit your time to a couple hours so lots of people can come and have a turn. And I did mention in there that I was not going to police that per se unless it became a problem. I was going to ask the patrons to have that respect and assume that responsibility. We will not be having rentals this year as far as, goggles or noodles or balls or things that everybody can touch and put in their mouth and share with each other. So we won't be doing any of that. We did have some signage donated from Brian Head that says, stay 6 feet apart from me, kind of thing. And wash your hands. There's lots of different signs that we put up there. I did order several decals from Walmart that are not here yet, but as soon as they get here, they just say, we are practicing social distancing, and we'll put those just all over the place, out on the wall, around the deck.
So Alice, what if he does not get done and it's not ready for Saturday?
well, then you have to hold off.
Okay.
And it did say that in my post too, when I announced
You'll
to everyone.
notify people, or?
Yes, that if for some reason it's not ready, please be flexible, because we're all doing the best we can.
And you really, what about the swimming lessons? What'd you decide? How are you gonna handle that?
Swimming lessons we will cap to have smaller numbers. We usually have 10 to 12 kids per class. We will limit that to 6, absolutely no more than 6 per class. And it does say in the governor's guidelines that we need to do social distancing on the deck. So I did also tell all the parents, and when they called to register, I've asked them all to, leave other children at home, if at all possible, so that we don't have 100 people
Now,
wandering around.
50 people, you're saying in there, is that considered just in the pool or just basically in the walls of the pool?
50 people in the pool, in the walls
Yeah,
of the
if
pool.
parents come there, you're considered, that's max. Let's go.
Correct.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So how are you going to work it in your lessons to keep people apart?
We will promote social distancing on the deck. And again,
Oh,
no, but we don't have to in the pool.
Yes, you do.
Please read the section 4.6.
Okay, I was reading from the CDC. There's
So I did review the section 4.6, and then I left it sitting on my table. But it says, on the deck, swimming lessons, swim team can resume as normal with social distancing on the deck. Essentially, we're bathing in a big pool of chlorine. So while we're in the water, I don't know what their reasoning is behind it. I'm no expert, but it does say social distancing on the deck, so we will make sure that happens.
What about safety for the employees, you and the employees, as far as handling people or closeness as far as money and stuff like that, or whatever?
Well, and I work across the street at the vet clinic as well. Ideally, and I had talked to Cleve, and I haven't checked back, I apologize, but we had talked about getting some plexiglass to put on the counter in the front of the office for when people come in. I don't know. One, perfect, that would be great, because it'll stand right there in front of the computer.
Consideration of, as employees and.
Yes, for sure. And then, Cleve and I also discussed that we'll have some masks in the office. So if for whatever reason there's not a plexiglass or we need to interact with someone in the office, we'll also have a mask in the office.
Now, are you doing any cleaning between the sessions or anything?
Yeah, that's also part of the section 4.6, is that we need to make sure we really wipe down and clean high traffic areas a lot more regularly. So that will definitely be in the agenda as well.
That will be done after every 2 hours or whatever? Or is it-
We'll probably do it every hour, like every 5-minute break. That will just be someone's assigned task.
Okay, so it's gonna be part
the
of just
plan.
regular maintenance or more if there's, okay.
Exactly.
If needed or something.
So we always wash off the handles and the rails that go into the pool, but we'll make sure we do that and go in the bathrooms and wipe down the sinks and, the doors,
Shower heads or
high-traffic
showers,
hours,
and knobs, stuff like that.
where people touch.
How many employees are you gonna need to do this? This is a big task, it's not gonna take the small amount that,
Well, we'll have our regular employees in there.
but I'm thinking about the budget too.
Right. So we usually have 5 lifeguards during the day. So, we'll still have those 5. So we'll have 4 lifeguards on deck, 1 in the office. So then at 5-minute break, we'll have the person who is in the office go wipe down the high traffic areas, before they go out to do their little rover shift. So we'll just include it in part of their responsibilities.
I have another question.
Yeah.
When did we decide to open the pool? Who made
I'm not sure what your
that
question is.
decision?
When you all made a motion for section 4.6? Yellow 4.6?
No, we voted to approve 3 events. Help me out here, the parade, the fireworks, and the concert. And that was due to the allowances we were gonna take into consideration for yellow. We're still not at green, and I'd just like to know who gave the go-ahead to open up the pool.
well, we agreed to follow the governor's directive as is presently.
I don't remember that.
That's what we did last time.
I believe so.
It says, I made the motion to follow the guidelines of the governor and changes as he changes.
Yeah,
So,
So we follow it as he progressively changes. So whatever it currently is at the present
if he
moment,
runs to orange or something, yeah.
that's where we are, is wherever he is at the moment.
Right, but we never made it, that's true, because what we said when we were talking about the construction, we never set a date for the opening of the pool.
No, we did not.
We never specifically said this date, because we didn't have all of the information to how long the construction was gonna take. There was never any specific date.
No, but it's just like we discussed when, Councilman Gale made the motion to follow the governor's directive as he makes his changes, as it progresses. Isn't that what you,
That's what I'm reading in the minutes.
yeah,
Right, but what I'm saying is, we were doing that,
But
but we did not know when the pool was going to be.
Ready to go.
well,
Ready for it.
but he allows for that in the
Well,
present.
and he was,
No, I mean,
the
the
contractor,
construction,
right,
bring it back
contractors
up
were able to
to
come up that weekend
Yeah.
and get most of that work done. So all that's left on that is the deco seal. And like I said, he should be here tomorrow to finish that. And if for whatever reason we already have said, we'll have to wait if it's not completed.
Well, I see in the minutes that we did 2 resolutions. One was for, the parade, and one was for the fireworks.
Please correct me if I'm wrong, but this was a motion?
No.
Yes,
We
we
didn't.
did, last
Motion.
meeting.
Under COVID-19,
Oh, you mean what I just said?
huh?
Is a motion?
It was a motion under COVID-19.
Okay, it has resolution on here, so that's what I was following.
Okay.
We passed the resolution concerning the fireworks
Yeah, and the parade,
and the parade.
and the concert.
I still feel like that was a motion. Officer Berg was here for a long time and
Yeah.
specified
The
motion.
motion with the governor's new guidelines allows the pool to be open.
Yeah.
And
That was my
there was a
understanding.
motion, and it was passed last meeting, that as soon as the pool is ready, we'll follow the governor's guidelines, so.
That was my understanding. Thank you.
As far as I know, when I talked to staff and we discussed this and we knew it, we were gonna open the pool.
Yeah.
I wasn't here, so I apologize, but when I talked to staff afterwards, when I got back from Idaho, we talked about opening it if the governor's guidelines changed, and we would follow the guidelines.
As long as we're following the
That was
guidelines.
everyone,
Right.
our understanding, so I think that was all the staff's understanding, is that we were just following the governor's guidelines.
As long as
Staff
the
here?
maintenance or whatever they're doing, the repairs were done and done correctly, or not
Correct.
rush through it and have a hazard. That's
Correct.
my concern, is
Right.
That's the point.
Yeah,
You know,
doesn't
you wanna
seem-
make sure it's done and done
We want it
before we open.
safe, regardless of what
And I agree
color
with
we're
that.
at.
Yeah.
I'd still like to know when we open. I think it'd be nice, people are asking questions and I couldn't give them an answer. I mean, you put it on social media that it's open tomorrow, open Saturday.
Saturday.
And yet I didn't know that, and I'm a city council member, so.
I apologize for that. I had
Made
been in and
sense
talked,
to me.
I had been in and talked with Cleve, and we had discussed if we got the repairs done before the 4th, we'd try to open on the 4th, but that did not happen. So we
Should that have been on the city website, not a personal?
Right.
Probably should.
Yes.
Yes.
Because it needs to be coming from the city rather than a personal one.
And I don't think it hurts for us to approve the opening date. When we see that all these things are accomplished, then we can come together and decide when it's gonna open up. We just feel kinda left out.
I apologize for that. I have been talking with Cleve pretty regularly, and I did not include all of you. I'm sorry.
So it will be ready to open by Saturday, though.
Maybe if-
Ideally, we're still waiting on deco seal for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yes, that is what we're shooting for. As far as the water, the chemistry is perfect, the temperature is perfect. We have lifeguards, we have all of the things necessary to open. Yes.
just out of curiosity, is there any other concerns you've got with the pool up there, or anything that you seeing up there having problems with?
The pump is really squealy.
Is it?
Yeah, a lot more high-pitched than I ever remember it. So maybe it's still just tuning up, I hope. But either way, I guess we did not use that money anyway.
How'd the heater, everything go?
It was
with the heater?
good, yeah. It popped off a couple of times, but, you know, hit the little reset button, and
Okay,
it's
so
good.
It's up and running.
It is, it's 86 degrees, it's lovely.
I was a little worried that it didn't get,
You and me both.
heat.
But it's very, very nice right now. If everything goes well, it usually warms up about a degree per hour. And it had a little pause there in the middle, where it popped off during the night, but then after I restarted it,
Now, did he only light it the one time?
he did.
So it just,
And actually,
stayed.
Kelly lit it about 30 minutes before Davis Heating got there.
and then he came and did the full once over?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, that was Chip?
That was Chip,
Okay.
yes.
Then, yeah.
So I think that if the pool gets ready as far as safety and the repairs to a point that it's operable, then it should open.
Well, if it falls under
We've
the
agreed on
guidelines
that.
of the governor's, what'd you say, 4.0?
4.6.
4.6, if it falls under those guidelines, then
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
And we already made a motion to do that.
Yeah, I think if it's safe, we open.
So how are we gonna determine that? Is somebody gonna inspect it? I mean, what are we gonna do?
Well,
I will certainly be inspecting it.
Sure, you guys have been in there enough to...
Right, I mean, I'm happy to contact any of you and have you come up, or all of you, you're all welcome to come up.
Jim?
If all goes swimming, it's
Eric,
definitely-
shall we go and look at it?
Yeah, there'll be a nominal fee, but I'll be there.
I'll let you come swim with
Yeah, I was gonna say, go swim.
I'll subrogate to him, so.
But, so I'll contact you after I know when he's coming up,
Yeah.
right? Okay, I mean, you're welcome to go anytime, but I'll let you know when he's completed.
Okay.
Have you, this is just information for me, I know how kids are and stuff like that, and they want to, you know, do the 2-hour session, they're gonna come right back into that door and stuff. Have you thought about what you're gonna do if you have to police it, let's say? 'Cause you know how kids are.
I do know how kids are, believe me. I've talked to a few of them.
Because I know that they're gonna come right back in, wait a
I
minute.
mean, we'll just let them know. We'll just say, you guys come here for a
Make sure
couple
we have a
hours.
fair chance for everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I don't want them just to be there all day and
You guys go home and eat,
yeah.
and then you can come back in a little bit instead of just
Okay, so
buying all of the
you're
candy.
kind of, the
Yeah,
ideas is what I'm kinda saying.
yes, absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, we're not gonna be mean to anybody and say you absolutely can't come, but we are going to say there are other people waiting, and you've already been here for a couple hours, so please give someone else a chance.
Okay.
What about just doing 2-hour rotations or something like that, so you just simply say, the pool's open, people come in for 2 hours, and who else goes out, they go around the line, you have 2 more hours, and it just allows.
That gives you time also to clean between the 2-hour
Right.
sessions also, if you.
Well, and we had really considered that as well. We do private rentals after the open swim hours, and that is completely booked. I mean, every day, there are 3 days in July that the pool is not booked and open until 10 o'clock at night. So even after our open hours, it is already booked all the way through.
Well, just during your open rental hours, I don't know how many hours you go to open swim, but if you did it 2-hour shifts and just did it, so that way people
And-
can come and wait in line, so to speak, if they wanted to go, and get in there during that time, they can do it for those 2 hours, and then go on.
That really might be easier, yeah.
Quick comment on that, how are you gonna keep your social distancing if you got people standing outside in line?
Same way you are in the pool, on the deck.
It's difficult,
Yeah, you know, I mean, if
It's
you're
a-
gonna talk about that,
yeah.
they're gonna be crowded on the decks. They're gonna have to police the social distancing on the deck.
Yeah.
And
We do have big signs, you know, like those big yard signs. I promise I did not paint over any commissioner signs. But, the big yard signs, the blank ones, we painted them that say like, notice, social distancing in practice, You know, please stay 6 feet away from each other, don't come in if you're sick, and they're yard signs. So we'll actually put those outside in the grass. So, you know, just like at the parade and every other outdoor activity, you hope people can be responsible enough to follow instructions. And we will do the best we can.
Okay, any other questions? Alice, thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. Thank
Yeah,
you.
thanks, Alice, we appreciate it.
Thanks, Alice.
All right, so we'll move on to agenda item number 4, Rosenberg Associates, project feasibility research on the swimming pool and Parowan Creek Bridge. Do
you have that, Heather?
I'm sorry,
Can you,
the
go to
feasibility
that item?
study?
That one right there. This was submitted by Rosenberg and Associates to give you an idea of what it would cost to enter into, and the study to, if that's the way you wanna go forward towards a new pool. The Parowan Creek Bridge, that was also, we've still been looking for funding. So them are the 2 items that were discussed. This was submitted, simply for a review. If that's the way you'd like to go, if you'd like to do task 10, task 20, or both. Funding for the swimming pool. We verified that we do have, impact money could be used, to do that portion. The bridge would have to come out of Class C, but it's certainly something that I think, we need to.
Well, we're still working on the bridge,
Yes.
trying to get that done.
Other means too, but this would assist us in even more funding if we can find,
Well, just with what's been going on in the last year, we're either gonna, I think we need to look at a new pool. I think that we're to the point now where it's gonna nickel and dime us to death. That if the city's going to go with a pool, I think it's, as it said on here, get the feasibility, and then we can have a discussion as to what direction the city's going. 'Cause we all know that pool it's as old as I am.
Uh-oh,
Not quite, but pretty close.
that's pretty old.
bad news.
And, I mean, the pump is making noises, the breaker on the heater's popping, the stuff's coming up, so I think we need to look at the possibility of a new pool.
Yeah,
I would agree.
Well, yeah, these repairs are just temporary.
They are, they're a
This isn't
Band-Aid.
a permanent fix by any means.
Could you scroll down to the tasks as to
it's
what-
pretty interesting if you'll go up there and visit, because all the door jambs are completely rusted out and flopping in the breeze.
There's only one
It is
page on it.
completely in disrepair. It needs to be replaced.
Oh, right there.
And
The writing.
what we really want, one of the reasons we need an engineer study is they will come up with alternate funding,
Yeah, that's what,
availability, and if we could co-op this with the high school and possibly the college, and build a facility that will last for another 50 years, that's what we need to do instead of throwing money away doing repairs on a swimming pool that's beyond its lifetime. It's just, it's unsafe. It'll be safe enough to use, hopefully for 2 years with a little bit more repair, but it's not right to spend the public money on just Band-Aids, and I think we need a new pool.
and I think also that the other one, the bridge, the more ammunition we can have to go to the state to get that done, Cleve and I were talking, if we could work it where we didn't have to wait for the state or to meet the state's standards, we could've had a bridge by now.
Mhm.
And so I think this would help in maybe finding alternative sources, maybe, I just think that, for the amount of money that they're asking for, I think that's just the more information we have on both projects, I think the better off we are. So I move that we accept the, feasibility study for the Parowan swimming pool and the Parowan Creek Bridge, Task 10 and Task 20 as presented.
Can I just ask a quick question? Would it be possible to get any support in this spending, from the state? Because of where the bridge is now?
Probably on the bridge, I would think, but obviously not on the pool.
To get the state money.
Get any state money even at this point to start this
For the
project?
bridge
For the bridge.
construction?
Well, the bridge isn't in the project, is it?
Which project are you talking?
You're talking about the state as far as the,
This,
Yeah.
the challenge we had with the money that was granted for 2022 or 2023 was joint highways money, federal money. Couldn't convert it to state for 80 cents on the dollar to state funds to construct a safe bridge. The construction on federal highways money really drove the cost double what's
Oh,
your normal bridge, and that was the challenge that we were having, is that money couldn't be if we used their money, the standard pushed it so high that we were having to locate another $1 million. We were $1 million short. And I've seen two other bridges constructed on that same creek, for $750,000. Two of them, I think, is what the Forest Service put those in for, but
yeah.
We need valued engineering instead of wasting money on a gaudy gamatory. And box culverts, precast box culverts, and, proper grading, you could do it for less than half what they were talking about.
They were
it was very significant. And to get the capacity that channel is requiring is what we were...
The whole reason for doing it,
Okay.
flood control.
So we had a motion,
I'll second the motion.
okay? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, we'll move on to agenda item number 5, Parowan Swimming Pool, past fees for, the summer of 2020.
In order to, adjust fees, these, I believe, Heather, do we have those did you have that in the packet?
No,
Is that up there?
I did not. Oh, in here.
Yeah.
I thought you meant in here.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That were your current season pass fees. The staff, we just can't adjust those fees. It takes, you folks to adjust those fees. If they are to be adjusted, please do it by a percentage, that's all we're asking. These are the ones that could be adjusted, the day rates, all that would remain the same, but, just consider, I believe we're about 39 days past where we typically would be
Wow.
How
in
many
our
days you got
season.
left usually?
Mid-September.
Of using the pool, how many days you got? When do you usually shut down, just after Labor Day? So we're looking, what,
A
two,
third?
7
4 weeks,
weeks.
5 weeks?
Let's
maybe?
just do a
Sounds like about a third.
percentage, just do a percentage of what's
35,
gone.
40%, something like that?
Yeah, whatever.
That would be a,
So would you say 33%?
48 days left.
Let's go 40.
40%?
Yeah, 40%.
So that's 48 days if it opens up Saturday. And we've already gone 39?
so, 30, yeah,
So if we went 40%, that'd be
Say 40%.
we've lost 40% of the days.
Season?
So a 40% reduction, you just have to figure that.
yeah, those fees would be reduced, them would be the fees that you're voting to reduce for this season only.
Only, because this is for 2021, isn't it?
That's what
These-
We're in 2021.
Yeah.
Fiscal year.
Yeah, the fiscal,
Yeah,
See, the
fiscal year.
pool opening spans 2 fiscal years, so
Oh,
this would be,
okay.
right.
these would only be effective until the pool closes this season.
Mhm.
Then they revert back, if we change them, they revert back to this.
If you
Or
opened on
next
on
year.
your normal days next year, then yes, they would go back to these, this is your normal fee schedule.
So if we, 40%,
Okay, so the motion is to reduce,
no, there hasn't been a motion yet.
well, okay, so, but is that what we're looking at?
Well, that's I mean, that's what we've
That's what
been
you're
talking
asking
about.
for.
One of us needs to make that.
Yeah, exactly.
So do we need
Is that what it calculates to be, is 40%?
It's pretty close.
Pretty close.
Yeah, it's not
Keep
exact.
it 0, so you don't have to do the 33 1/3.
So do we need a motion to do that?
Yeah, we need a motion.
I make a motion that for this, it's actually in fiscal year 2021, but for this year's swimming pool, pricing for our season tickets, that we reduce them by 40%, since 40% of the season is already gone, and next year they'll revert back to the existing, schedule.
I second it.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Just these passes that were presented.
Mhm.
Like the day rates and everything
Day
else
rates
would
stay
stay
the
the same?
Family, in town, out of town,
Mhm.
Yeah, just exactly as what's on here.
that's it.
Yeah, okay, so motion carries.
Mhm.
Okay, so we'll move into the work meeting agenda item number 6, 550 East Road dedication.
Quite some time ago, a few meetings ago, some gentlemen asked about, doing some chip sealing on a road out where there's really not a road that exists, only by use,
Mhm.
what they call the Old Peregrine Highway. This was sent to Planning Commission to kind of develop based on what the council agreed on, is to, if you do create a road and an easement, you would like it on the east side of the 5-acre triangle parcel. This is why Councilman Burton declared a conflict, because he owns property adjacent to that parcel.
Mhm.
And so this is simply to look at and review, and then I would get with Justin. Justin, correct me if I'm wrong, if there's a road dedication done on public property, we would probably have to have a public hearing over it.
What do you mean, a road dedication?
Yeah, what exactly is
The
it?
property, 5-acre parcel, and we put a 66-foot roadway across it.
If they just wanna deed us the property,
No, we already own it.
and so we're gonna do what kind of public hearing?
Do we need a public hearing to create, a actual roadway across it?
Allow them to use
Not
that
an
right
easement,
away.
but just
A road.
what would become 550 east.
Well, it certainly wouldn't hurt her, because you're giving notice to the people that have the home and surrounding property,
Right.
may not even be aware of it, but I'd certainly contact them first to let them know.
But this road may or may not be completed or done immediately. But this was the planning commission's recommendation. If a road was to be created across that property that the city owns, this would be, and I'll let you review it. And so this is only a work meeting, this is for you to review. You got any red lines, any concerns, please let me know and we can get them addressed before we take any kind of an action on this.
Mhm.
Okay, any other discussion? Okay, we'll move on to agenda item number 7, council reports. Jim, do you have anything?
No.
Okay. Jim, do you have anything?
Just point of information, Cleve and I were on a conference call this morning with, Armstrong and the FAA, or
The FAA and the state of...
and the state of Utah concerning, the apron rehab and, the projects out there at the airport. Once again, we're kind of between a rock and a hard spot in that with the use of state and federal monies, we're kinda have to meet their, but Cleve had a good point. We wanted to, we don't have enough to do the project.
The full, apron,
Rehab,
about 60% of it.
but at the same time, we've got cracks in the runway that Cleve feels need to be repaired so that during the winter when the freeze and thaw, the upheaval, if it comes up very high with the snowplow, it could flip out a big hunk of runway, and then we would be stuck with that to repair. It was quite a good discussion. They went back and are going to look at how we can best do the projects that are outlined in the proposal. Anything else that I missed?
I got a last minute email just before from Eric Rink. And the shortfall, if we use the crack seal money that the state, 2 projects, we're talking apron and asphalt preservation. Push the crack seal money in, we could get about 85% of the apron done. There was a shortfall of $130,000. That's what he got back to the state and showed them, if we put all that money into that apron and limp that along for another 2 years on the runway and taxiway, the state would have to scramble and find that additional $130,000. That was the shortfall that they were talking about. If not, there will be 2 projects, one to do the crack seal on the apron, on the runway and the taxiway, and then the already bid and accepted apron reconstruct. And that was the point that the state was really pushing, is if we're gonna reconstruct, let's get it all complete. And I agree, if they can find that money, I think that we push it over and do it all at once. But pushing that line a couple more feet, but if we can do that whole schedule that they had talked about in their Schedule 2 in that bid, I think we should do it.
But did they give us any, in that email, did they?
The state hasn't responded back. No, that was just the hard numbers that he promised the state on the shortfall he sent out to the group email. That's it on the air.
That's all I have in
Okay.
there.
All right, thanks, Jim. Patty, do you have anything?
I didn't have any regular meetings yet this month, but I did, move forward with trying to seek some information from Kelly regarding the evaluation of the hydrants throughout the community. We're going to follow up on that and see how far we can get. And one of the concerns is how it will impact the budget. It could get very expensive when you start finding out things that aren't working.
Right.
So we're taking it all into consideration, and hopefully we can have a recommendation within the next few months.
Okay.
No.
All right, thanks, Patty. Matt, do you have anything?
I don't.
Okay. Dave, do you have anything?
The Planning and Zoning Committee is working on starting to work on that general plan. They're starting to get a kind of a plan to kind of get things organized to start working on that and a schedule and so forth.
Okay.
So they'll be doing that, and I guess we discussed, this will have to be discussed, this, road. I mean, that's one thing they voted to move this to the council for approval.
Okay.
So, and then the others, I guess we kind of talked about some of the things on the parks, pools and things. The shade committee, I guess they're planting some trees, but, I guess I was just thinking about last, week of the 4th, I think it went quite well with that concert. There was what was it, probably 350 or something
Yeah,
like that?
a little over 350, yeah.
And people seem to spread out, there's family, social distance, I think, you know, people seem to enjoy it, the parade seemed to go well.
Mhm.
So, I think all in all, people appreciated having something, you know, some activities that were,
Yeah, we saw a
That's
lot of
pretty good.
social distancing and
yeah.
basically families staying together, and it, you know, so.
Yeah, I kinda went to
Just
see what the, transpired, and it looked like people tried.
Yes,
Yeah.
I really think they did.
Jim, did you have something?
Yeah, just along that lines, the fire department needs to be complimented. That was one of the best
it was,
fireworks
agree.
displays we've had in a long time. It was,
it was.
Even at your place, right, David?
Especially at my place. I spent the time, I don't know if they use different fireworks, but they usually come down, you know, those remnants, you know, those cardboard things were always out, but that night, they were still lit when they hit, and I was going around with my shovel putting them all out. And we did have a little fire on the city property there, so.
Well, we appreciate your efforts.
Well, I never saw any of that. It was a good thing I put a metal roof on my
Yeah,
head.
there you go. There you go, but it was
It was
yeah,
good. It was really a good,
It was a great
good.
turnout, too.
Yeah.
There was-
It's kinda normal procedure for the fire department to go put fires out halfway through the night.
Well, that's part of the entertainment.
Yeah. Anyway, I think the community appreciated it, and boy, the fireworks were good. They were really good.
I've had a lot of people comment
Yeah.
to me that they appreciated it, and it was
It really did it, you know, it was steady, and it was
a good one. It really
It was a
was.
good
I like the
performance.
smiley faces. You
Yeah.
Smile,
Yeah.
I'd never seen
They-
those
they-
before.
yeah,
That was
Good.
interesting.
It was good.
But they need to be complimented. It was a
Yeah.
I agree.
good
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, and so they,
Yeah.
you know, it's,
But overall, I think everything, the Fourth of July activities went well.
Yep, and I would have to agree too, so, thanks, Dave. No closed session tonight? Okay.
Oh, can I report?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Follow up on the CARES Act funding that you were briefed on last week, and you agreed to help with the county to participate. They're gonna have an, memorandum of understanding prepared, I think, at their next Monday meeting. There was no set fee as to how much we were gonna participate in that. For budgeting purposes, 35% of that comes to roughly 100,000. So, right now, he's preparing his budget and a memorandum of understanding that that's what they participate for the business grants for Parowan's portion. That can certainly change, it just takes a budget amendment on their part, but to get that, the process started and facilitated, I just wanna make you aware, I spoke with him, and 35%, that's still $100,000 of that.
Great. Have we started?
283 was what would be coming
Uh-huh.
to us, and if it's not spent, simply sent back to the state. But I think it's a good program, I think he's really doing a good job, and
I like the idea of keeping it local and helping local.
Because
Yeah,
we
I
know what
agree.
they
yeah,
need.
and so they will run that program, and he's hoping to be starting to take applications within a couple of weeks, and that's great.
Yeah.
That was my question.
Anything we can do to help out our local businesses, we need to do it. And if there's money
It
available.
has to be spent by what, November 30th?
Correct.
Yeah, something third.
Pardon?
I was just thinking back when the day was.
I think the third, so, the end of November, and then it has to be
About the
returned by the
third
12th
of
of
December
December or
or
something.
something.
Have you
Yeah.
gotten any sort of idea what what the city's gonna spend?
Well, we had that proposal, and I'm still waiting for, I was talking with the chief, and I was gonna talk a little more with Justin on some of these proposals that have come in, and get his, opinion on them.
Okay, but we got an idea of where,
Yeah, we're not anywhere approaching what's gonna be allotted to us, so.
okay.
The folks the gentleman that came and spoke with us, are they the ones that get all this information out to the
Yes,
Does- we don't have to
they
do
will
that?
facilitate all that we will get is an invoice.
Okay.
They'll run the program, and then we just simply push that over, and,
Okay.
He's the county auditor,
yeah.
and he'll take care of it.
Yeah, he's a good one to be running it.
Yeah, he's done some fine, it's really gonna be a good program. So hopefully you have one that, MOU for, review at your next council meeting.
Now, do we review it and add, if we need to add anything that we want as far as the city or council for our businesses, criterias? I think you said that.
He's put I think he's built all that criteria, it's just a minute, I don't know exactly what the document's gonna look like, but,
My understanding is we get to be able to, if there's anything else we need.
if you would like to add to it, yes.
So we can look at it, is kind of where I'm getting.
As soon as I get a draft of it, it'll go to Justin, and it'll all be sent to you for your review, and then certainly,
It's interesting.
that's it.
Okay, thanks, Cliff. Before I go ahead and move for adjournment, I just wanna say, thank you to the council and to Jim especially for covering while I was indisposed for the last couple of meetings, so, thank you so much, and also to the city employees for your hard work and what you guys do for the city, so. With that being said, we'll go ahead and move for adjournment. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion that we adjourn.
I second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thanks to everybody for coming out tonight, thank you.